Outrage now. Here with reaction from the Heritage Foundation, we have their fellow in Religion and Free Society, Ryan Anderson, and the executive director of the Accountability Project, Nomiki, to get it right, Konst is with us. Good to see you.
Got it.
All right. Let me start. Hillary Clinton sent out a tweet today. She didn't mention her husband's law in '93, but this is what she put up. She goes, like the Indiana law, Arkansas bill goes beyond protecting religion, would permit unfair discrimination against LGBT Americans. I urge the governor to veto, which the governor in Arkansas did. So I decided that I was going to tweet Hillary back. And I said, Hillary, are you saying that Bill did discriminate in 1993? Think about it. And then I tweeted out again. I said, let's see, the Clinton Foundation took millions of dollars from countries like Saudi Arabia. Why take money from countries that treat women and gays so horribly? Do I have a point?
I think you have a point. You do.
A valid point.
You have a valid point.
It's called hypocrisy.
I don't know if it's entirely hypocrisy. You know, the Clintons are in a tough place.
What does Sharia law do to gays in countries under Sharia?
I'm not debating Sharia law.
What does it do?
It violates rights. Absolutely.
Death penalty. Women can't drive. Women can't be seen in public. Women have got to cover.
Right.
Women can't vote in Saudi Arabia. She takes millions from them.
But they use religion to justify that. And that is exactly what Indiana is trying to do right now.
You can't compare Sharia law to a religious freedom bill.
But
that's not what it's about.
That's what they're using to justify the law, is religion. So in a lot of ways, you're creating a parallel here.
Right, but the gay rights are not even mentioned in any of these bills. Here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Should somebody be forced, if you own a T-shirt shop, and you're pro-life, it's a deeply held religious conviction. Should somebody be forced to say, I am pro-choice, and print T-shirts that goes against their religious views, or Allahu Akbar?
Well, actually...
No, that's a yes or no question. Should they be forced to do that?
Nobody should be forced to do anything, and actually they're not being forced, because in most states, in 28 states, already, before the Indiana law, which is in a way moot, people have the right to refuse service no matter what in 28 states. The problem is that this law takes it to another level. They are justifying discrimination. One person's religious freedom is justifying discrimination of civil rights for a group of individuals. So
let's say a bookstore owner is whatever Orthodox Jew, or he is a Muslim, or a Christian. Should they be forced to put pornography in the store because it would otherwise take away or violate the rights of the pornographer?
No, but nobody's forcing anybody to put anything into their stores. They are discriminating against individuals who don't agree with their practices.
So you admit there's hypocrisy here. Mr. Anderson, what do you say?
This bill should not be controversial. All this bill does is it says that if the government's going to burden someone's free exercise of religion, the government has the burden of proof to show that it's doing so for a compelling state reason in the least restrictive way possible. That's the standard that governs the federal government. That's the standard that governs 29 other states. Indiana was just saying, we want to be like the feds. We want to be like the other 29 states.
What is the difference between this bill and the '93 federal bill?
There's really no difference in the essentials. People are saying that there are two differences. They're saying that this allows corporations to be defined as persons. That's the same thing as the federal bill. And last year, the Supreme Court explicitly said that when it upheld the religious liberty rights of the Hahn family and the Green family in the Hobby Lobby case. They're also saying that this will allow people to use a religious liberty defense when someone sues them citing a state law. That's also the majority of the circuit courts have said the federal RFRA allows the same sort of thing. This doesn't say who wins. It just says that you get a day in court to have a judge adjudicate whether or not the government action is burdening your religion unjustly. Okay, so now let's go to the health care law. And should the Sisters of Charity, should Catholic hospitals and Catholic charities be forced to, through their health care provider, provide services that go against their deeply held religious convictions? For example, some type of birth control or the morning after pill. Should they be forced by the government to do that?
Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything.
Obamacare did force that. That was a real issue that just came up.
Nobody is forcing anybody under this act to do anything that violates their own personal beliefs.
What you're saying is not true.
But what they're saying here is that it's violating the other person's beliefs. You're using any religious justification, which is a personal issue. And by the way, the courts...
But wait a minute. Why should a Catholic hospital or Catholic charities be forced to provide birth control when they believe that's sinful? You may not agree with that, but they're being forced by the government to provide something that goes directly against their deeply held religious conviction. Why would you support that?
They actually don't. They don't have to provide it. This law protects them, and this is exactly why the law exists.
But this is why you need the Religious Freedom Act. Am I right,
but
Mr.
the Religious
Anderson?
Freedom Act,
Who's right here?
Yes, I mean, so let me jump in here. Earlier this week, I spoke on a panel with one of the Little Sisters of the Poor. The Little Sisters of the Poor are still in the court system suing the Obama administration because the Obama administration is making them pay for contraceptives and abortion-causing drugs. Why is the government forcing an order of nuns to violate their beliefs? Right here in the District of Columbia?
She just denied that's happening.
They haven't denied
that
they have the right. That's why they're in court, and the court is probably going to rule in their favor.
So you don't believe in freedom of religion and the free exercise thereof?
I believe in freedom of civil rights. Civil rights trump religious freedom.
Don't the nuns have rights?
Well, let's talk constitutionally.
We are going back to
do you
1960s
believe
here.
in the Constitution?
And
do you believe in the free exercise clause?
I believe in the free exercise clause.
You do.
That's essentially
Apparently
what we are.
not.
And I have the freedom to exercise what I believe and to be who I
not
choose
for the
to be
sisters,
with.
not for the nuns.
That's an extremely...
That's a real life case that's happening, and that's why this law is
But
necessary. You're making my point.
The law is protecting them. The law is protecting them. They have the right to go to court.
The law is forcing them to do something they don't want to do.
So they're in the courts, and they're probably going to be... It's going to side in their favor.
Mr. Anderson, last word.
Sure. I mean, this highlights why we need the Religious Freedom Restoration Act.
Exactly.
The Religious Freedom Restoration Act might protect the nuns, and it should protect all Americans so that the government doesn't coerce them with their religious beliefs. It's a way of achieving peace and harmony in a pluralistic society. We should all be in favor of religious liberty.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you both.